My name is Naomi Pierce, and for 3 years, I gave everything to Halston Consulting: the late nights, the strategy, the loyalty, even the parts of myself I couldn't replace. I wasn't just crunching data, I was building the future until someone decided I was expendable, someone who mistook silence for surrender. But silence is not in my nature, and revenge is the only language I speak now. Her name was Miranda Lutz, my supervisor, polished and sharp, with a smile that cut deeper than truth. She stole my project, the one I built alone for 6 months, then pitched it as her own to the board and walked into the executive suite like she earned it. She thought I'd disappear into a back office, but she had no idea what betrayal does to a woman already burned down to the core. I didn't fight back directly. That would have been loud and easy. I let her enjoy the spotlight while I watched her stumble over the tech she never understood. Every time she talked about her vision, I logged the inconsistencies and saved the lies. I built a vault of proof: dates, memos, voice clips, version history. Because this wasn't a reaction, this was preparation. I started small. I rerouted a tricky client issue straight to her, knowing she'd pass it to Blake, her pet analyst, who barely knew what we sold the client. The client backed out, and the loss hit hard. Miranda blamed me, but I had already sent the full email thread to the COO, flagged as urgent with facts and timestamps. Her first crack showed in that meeting, and I didn't even blink. I stayed quiet and worked deeper behind her shadow. I solved real problems, gave credit to the right people, and made myself impossible to remove. While she climbed by charm, I climbed by proof. Every mistake she made, I turned into momentum. She never saw it coming. She thought the woman she buried had stayed in the ground, but I was building from underneath. It shifted when the CFO started inviting me to closed meetings, when the founder reached out to me instead of her. I saw the panic behind her flawless face. She asked me to coffee, pretended we had built the pitch together, tried to write over the past like we were co-authors. I let her speak, I let her drown, because I didn't need her to admit anything. The fall was already in motion. The audit was my art disguised as a review of internal systems. I called it efficiency tracking, but I fed legal and compliance a clean line to everything she covered up. Fake reports, inflated metrics, vendor deals, all mapped with receipts. I didn't twist the truth. I just pulled the cover off, and what lay beneath was rotten and real. On the day it hit the boardroom, she wore red, walked in like a queen. The board sat ready. I was invited only as support, but the silence was different this time. 3 reports exposed her data flaws. None of it was mine. None of it was forced. She stood there realizing the room no longer moved around her. Her reign was ending, and I hadn't said a word. She blamed her assistant, claimed confusion, said mistakes happened, but nobody moved. I passed the chairman a flash drive with my original pitch file, my name locked in the metadata. She watched him read it without blinking. The room got colder, and nobody needed to raise their voice. Justice doesn't need to shout, it just needs proof. She was removed quietly, placed on leave, but everyone knew what that meant. It was the company's way of handing her a mask before she vanished. The board thanked me for my clarity, offered me her position with more, but I didn't do it for a title. I did it for balance, to rewrite what was stolen without turning into her. A week later, she sent me a message. No apology, no ownership, just 2 words: you win. I never replied. I archived it, let it sit as a trophy of what quiet power can do when built with precision. I didn't need her to understand what she lost. I knew what I had rebuilt, and I wasn't going to shrink back to fit the shape she left me in. I rebuilt from the inside, hired those she silenced, lifted voices she ignored, and built a team on skill, not status. I didn't replace her. I rewired the culture. And this time, no one had to play games to be heard. We just worked, and we moved, and we grew. Her old office is now a shared space, filled with light and voices and sound. It feels honest now. No more secrets, just movement and real work. Sometimes I walk past it and remember how dark it used to feel, how small she tried to make me, and I smile because that space is mine now, and I didn't take it. I earned it. Revenge isn't fire. It's clarity. It's facts and patterns and time. It's the quiet collapse of someone who thought they were untouchable. It's not screaming. It's not breaking glass. It's rebuilding and watching the old structure fall behind you. My name is Naomi Pierce. I was never just a number, never just a backup plan. I was always the one building the future while others took credit. But now I lead, and I remember, and I rise, not with noise, but with calm and with fire that no one sees until it's too late.